Bruce Eimer here. I'm sitting in my library in my new house in South Florida, and I'd like to just briefly talk about something very, very dear to my heart. Of course, that includes Leo, my best friend here, my young German Shepherd boy. I want to talk about what HypnoThoughts has done for me. I've been through some very difficult times in the last 5 years. I lost my wife to suicide 5.5 years ago, and lost my mother 3 years ago, lost a great dog named Heidi to lymphoma. She lost her battle with lymphoma a month and a half ago. And I myself, who has had chronic pain for a very long time due to fibromyalgia as well as spinal stenosis and other types of spinal issues, came down with a condition, a rheumatic condition, that was diagnosed as polymyalgia rheumatica, and it really floored me. And it was kind of brewing in me for probably a good year. I didn't know it. I think the stress brought it out. It's a good example of how stress can cause the body to become very imbalanced and can trigger various types of illnesses. And this polymyalgia rheumatica is a terrible condition. It's treatable, but you don't know what it is until you find out you have it. It actually floored me. I couldn't turn my neck or lift my arms or get up out of bed. I was hobbled. It affects all the major joints and muscle groups in the body, causing great pain and limited range of motion. And its first line of treatment is steroids, but you can't stay on steroids indefinitely because it'll wreck your body. My go-to has always been self-hypnosis. I've been doing it for years, and I think that in the case of what's going on with me right now, self-hypnosis has been a great savior. I myself, ironically, am a pain control hypnosis specialist, and I'm teaching a 2-day course here in Las Vegas in August in 1 week, which there's still lots of spaces open, and I hope people consider attending. But the point of what I'm trying to say here is that there are painful conditions that are so awful that people need help. There's a lot of people out there that need help. And it's really important to know how to work with people that are suffering from intractable pain. And it's not just about using fancy, cute, trendy hypnotic techniques or scripts to alter pain sensations and suggest distraction techniques. It's about addressing the source of every unique individual's anxiety and depression and resentment and anger. And anxiety makes pain worse, and stress causes painful conditions often to come on and makes it more difficult for them to abate. And because of HypnoThoughts, I have been more motivated than ever to get the word out. I met Richard Clark, I think in 2015 or so, when I attended my first HypnoThoughts meeting in August. And I met Scott Sandland, I think way back in 2012 or 2011 at the International Medical and Dental Hypnotherapy annual meeting, Hypno Expo, in Daytona Beach. And let me tell you, these guys are amazing. They're so dedicated to what they're doing. They're so dedicated to developing and disseminating and providing forums for quality training and education in hypnosis for hypnosis professionals by the greatest minds in the field of hypnotherapy. They're so dedicated to the development and the legitimization of the field of professional hypnotherapy. Hypnotherapy is a profession. And I've come from a background as a clinical psychologist where I belong to organizations that are very exclusionary rather than inclusionary. HypnoThoughts welcomes everybody. HypnoThoughts is about education, not legislation. So we live in a time right now, I'm talking to you right after a day where there's been these tragic shootings, one in California and one in Ohio, and people need help. People need help. And as professional hypnotherapists, we are in a position to provide that help. And the good news is that states really don't, most of them don't really have much in the way of statutory regulations of the practice of hypnosis, which in my opinion is a good thing, because they've really made it difficult in other professions that have become licensed professions. So, it's imperative that those of us who are dedicated to helping people through the wonderful tool of hypnosis, that we insist on quality training and that we continually upgrade our skills. Come to my workshop on August 13th and 14th at HypnoThoughts Live and learn as much as I can teach you in 2 days, which will be a lot, that I've learned over 30 years of practice and specialization in working with pain, helping people to get relief, hypnotic pain relief. I have a new website that's going to be launched soon. It should be up and running by the time of convention. It's www.paincontrolhypnosis.com. And in any event, thank you for listening, and I look forward to seeing my friends and my colleagues at HypnoThoughts in Las Vegas in a week. And I want to personally, once again, tell you that I have been helped so much by this HypnoThoughts enterprise, and by the kindness and the dedication of Scott and Richard and Stephanie, who keeps it all running, and their colleagues, Richard Nungard, and there's other people that, if I didn't mention you, please forgive me. And see you soon. Okay, bye.